So in today's coaching video, we're looking at someone that actually went 1-0 up very early on with quite a nice little passing movement here. Gakpo finishes it in the back of the net, but lost 4-1. So from the 10th minute, did not score any more goals. So if you are struggling to attack, then this video will absolutely help you. Now, I am going to disappear from the top right-hand corner because I do not want to be in the way when I start annotating and drawing on the screen. But I'll see you at the end of the video to chat a little bit more. But let's dive into where this particular player needs to work and put their focus on to score more goals. So as usual with our coaching clips, we are going to break things down. We are going to talk about things and we are going to look at things in depth. And we're just going to start right off the bat here. And if you are looking to purchase any FC26 coins or points, then check out eldorado.gg. Not only do they have FC points and coins, they've also got other in-game currencies for other games. If you use promo code ALX, you get yourself an extra 5% off. The beautiful thing about Eldorado, it is safe and reliable. And the beautiful thing is you can check out the reviews from all the different sellers so you can feel rest assured that you're getting exactly what you paid for. I believe in Eldorado.gg, so should you. Check them out if you're looking for any in-game purchases, coins or points. Let's get back to the video. Now, this is going to be a bit of a common theme about what you do with Matheus Cunha, but this is just one example. If we just take this still for a moment, and this is what I want you to start thinking about. You've got the ball with one of your most highest advanced players. You can see on the radar you have got another player down here, but realistically you're not going to get the ball to them. I mean, you can't even see them on the screen at the moment. You've got a lot of white shirts and you've got a lot of players. He's kind of boxed in here. So what you need to do is kind of get the ball out of this situation. You cannot lose the ball here and just allow the opposition to get a really easy counter-attack. You need to move this ball, whereas you try and dribble it out. Now, by doing that, this is going to be a bit of a common theme. So that's why I just put that one in there to begin with, because it's not the first time that happens. Again, we get the ball here. You need to be looking where you can move this ball on. Now, if you want to just explain to me what the purpose of that was, I would love to know. But again, I don't want to be too harsh, but you are literally going into a very crowded area. And if you lose the ball, you've got advanced players up the pitch, advanced. And if you lose the ball, they have got players waiting. This is what made the 4-2-1-3 effective last year, was that when you lost the ball, well, not you particularly, when players lost the ball, they just had a cam in the middle of the pitch that could just hurt, could just get the ball and counter-attack over and over. So you want to minimize the chances. Now, a lot of people are playing with cams, so you want to make sure we do not give that ball away so easily. Now, look what happens. You gave the ball away. You do not touch the ball again. And it goes from 1-0 up. Really, the first attack, 1-1. Because you gave the ball away so carelessly in a place you shouldn't be losing the ball. Now, again, we're attacking here. I like that. You're using the overlap. This is where you are absolutely in control. This is not a good place for the defender to be in. Completely out the game here. Out the game. Out the game. They've now got to make a decision. Do they close you with the ball? Do they keep running back? They're going to be wary of your striker running in. You are in control here. You've got Madueke, who's got decent pace. So if you start running and you see this player coming towards you, you are absolutely in control because you can divert your run away from goal and then you make a massive gap between the two centre-backs for your player to attack. Or you can simply stop. You can run and stop and turn back. And then again, there'll be a massive gap in the middle. Get this ball in. You are in control. What you don't need to do here is rush this. And that is a 0% ball. Okay, we sometimes talk about percentages on this channel. I'm telling you now that has 0% chance of going through, which is a shame because you worked yourself a nice opportunity. Again, we've got to look at how we are losing the ball. This is the halfway line now. You've got what? You've got your two strikers attacking. Centre midfield isn't even facing the ball. He's out the game as well. And when you lose this ball with your right back pushed up, your defence is just very open. And you've got two players here for the opponent, and it's quite easy for them to attack. And it is easy because now all of a sudden they're running at your centre backs and now you don't know what to do. You tackled well, but what you want to do is minimize the amount of times you have to defend those kind of situations, especially with how, trickier defending is in this game. And it is a bit of a counter-attacking meta. Love the overlap. We're getting up the pitch. Remember, we're going to be focused on attacking. But that is a really common error. The ball goes to the striker, and it's what do you do? And again, when that ball goes to the feet of the striker here, I always talk about this. So if you're new to the channel, this is YouTube. If you've been here for a while, I talk about this a lot. The safest touch to take when the ball has just traveled to the striker is which direction? Okay, think about it. Which direction is the safest? Well, it's the same line it just traveled from. Give yourself a yard. Push the ball away from the defender. If it just made this kind of line to get to the striker, from the right back to the striker, then touch away. You see a lot of high level players do this. Now, I'm not saying we're focused on the high level stuff, because that's not high level, just a touch away. Yes, then the pros will start linking it, and the high level players will link it and start doing skill moves, or, you know, exploiting players and pulling players and setting players on runs, player locking, all of that good stuff. But you've got to give yourself separation, especially when, I don't know what this shape is here from the defender. So again, you are in control here, but you've got to step away. When you give that separation, if he follows you, then you have got acres to attack. But you've also given yourself a yard bit of space away from the defender. So you've got to create that space. Otherwise, you just make it too easy. Now, again, I'm just going to fast forward it. You lost the ball. Goal. So the 2 goals you've conceded, I ignore the third one. I think it wasn't great. The 2 goals you conceded have both been from you losing the ball in positions that you shouldn't be losing the ball in. Again, you've taken this ball. Let's just take it from here. So where's the space on this pitch? And this is a common mistake that I see, and it's a lot of people, it's the high level players as well that do this. They go into a congested area. Now, actually, you're in quite a good position here, because there's the back 4. There's the midfield 3. You have got space here to attack, but it's to attack and then it's to turn away. Because if you look at it, the defender here is coming at you. Now, I just want to put this forward a little bit more. He doesn't know what to do here. Do they actually move out and attack you in this space? You've got a player running behind. So I want you to be super focused and release that sprint button. You don't release the sprint button, which means that actually you've tried to play that pass, but in that moment there, the opponent has realized that this pass is on. But you don't release the sprint button and you just press the pass that you're hoping. Now, if you release, now this is a very responsive and left stick kind of game at the moment. This is the perfect chance. Release, just give yourself a turn back. If they're running this direction, again, you are in control. If you turn back, they've got to react to you turning. So by the time that they react to you turning, and you're now able to put this ball through, they've now stepped forward here, and then they're turning back. And that's the difference whether this ball is going through or not. I'm really pleased that you saw the opportunity to get this ball in behind this player, but release that sprint button, turn, it's nice and responsive with the left stick, and then you give yourself a better angle. So that was good and also not good at the same time, because you saw it, just didn't execute it. Now, this is building up from the back, left back into centre mid, into the striker, and this was really common. I don't know what kind of like special thing you've got going on with Matheus Cunha, but the amount of times you got the ball to Matheus Cunha and then you just started dribbling. Again, I want to focus your attention. You can literally draw, well, I am going to draw. There's 6 of his players here, very central. Where's the space? I'm asking you, and I'm hoping at home you're answering and going, at the bottom of the screen. When you turn here, again, look. This is how we can hurt players. This is how we can put them in a horrible position where we can drag this fullback out wide and then create space for your 2 strikers. You run into the only place in the pitch that is congested. Now, again, I'm giving yourself a tiny percentage of running through this narrow space. I want to just highlight here the fullbacks. If you actually look at the distance between the 2 fullbacks, what would you say that's? 15, 20 yards at a push with 2 centre-backs in between? You've got to get this ball out wide and start spreading these fullbacks about to actually be able to get any sort of meaningful attack. Again, goes through here. We're going central. We get the ball to Cunha. It's a bit better, but I'm not going to lie to you. You got this attack. Well, to be fair, that ball's nice, but you got this attack because look at this defending. The defending isn't great, okay? And because you weren't sure about what was going to happen, you've taken a shot in a situation where they've committed, you are actually through. If you took the shot from there, that same finesse actually goes in the back of the net. But I feel like it was a bit hopeful rather than, okay, I've got a good plan here. It was hopeful, but it was good that you got there. Gakpo, again, the option was wide, but it's a good little delay run. Again, you're taking shots that aren't really going to hurt. This was a good turn by Gakpo. Remember we talked about turning away and creating space. This was better. If you look again, though, very, very narrow. Where's the space? And then you can go back and then back in. So if you still wanted this ball to go through to your strikers, if you actually just passed the ball here, drew this defender out, and then went back almost instantly, you could have done the same passing movement, but that extra pass out wide would have given you a little bit more space. Again, here, if you're super quick and alert, a little triangle pass, and all of a sudden you create a 1-on-1. But again, the chance of you scoring this goal here, maybe last year of the finesse plus, maybe if players have got that play style plus, you've got a better chance, but it's hopeful. It's not kind of guaranteed. We want to make some more guaranteed chances. Good little ball there. I see the idea, but again, you are in complete control here. So what you did before with Gakpo, where you just spun a defender, spin. I know people are like, oh, you're just going to spin around, run, then. People are moaning about spinning. No, just the left stick is responsive. So here, they're going to want to come towards you. So your first touch really should be away from the defender, and then you can play that through ball. You are in control here because this fullback is not going to get your left midfielder. So I like that you saw the player, just didn't execute it. And hopefully you're getting ideas about how you can execute those chances to be a better chance. Good through ball. Right, what are you going to do now then? Turning back. Good. Like that. Much better. That was so much better. It was patient. You weren't running. You were just controlling the pace of it. You were looking at where your players are. This was a bit risky that it got through. But again, you are in control. You're unlucky with the shot there. Good chance creation. I want to see that more often. Less sprinting, more taking control. Now, I left this one in here because it's a really common error. What you've done here is you have got where your Madueke was in defender. Good distance. And what you've done is you've closed the distance and made this easy for the defender now to actually make that last lunge towards you. You've run towards when actually you could have any time turned, you could have any time stopped sprinting, you could have tech dribbled, you could have just left stick dribbled. To be fair, I'm tech dribbling a lot less this year and left sticking a lot more, but you've allowed to get too close and then you've played the pass. Don't need to be dribbling with this ball and sprinting and losing the ball. So again, we've got the ball with Gakpo, 86th minute now. Cunha is unlucky, but I like that you were looking for it. I would have liked to have seen you've done this a bit earlier on, but here you've got to really pay attention because this is an obvious ball and I'm glad you've seen it. We've got to make sure now we execute it. Sometimes faking it and going back can really be powerful. So you seem to do things too quickly sometimes and you're not being aware of who your opposition is controlling. And then, unfortunately, you've let a really good chance go. Because of that, it looks like here then, well, actually, you probably could have done just a tiny little triangle here, first on through. You kind of doubt yourself because a pass like that just literally 2 minutes ago was intercepted. And then you go into traffic. You do well there to give the ball to Cunha. And then it's just carrying on sprinting. So you did really well to get this ball to Cunha. And this is what I mean. This is where now release. If you've got a player that can burst through with speed in this gap, fair play. Cunha's not that guy, okay? He has not got the pace for that. So that's where you need to slow down and realise it ain't going to happen, okay? So that's where a little touch this way, release the sprint, left stick away, then potentially you can get a through ball to your Madueke. But we don't know. I can't talk hypotheticals because we didn't get there. So that was a loss in the first round of the early access elimination. Now remember, you went 1-0 up in that game after 10 minutes. Apart from that Gakpo chance, which was nice, didn't really create anything. You didn't really even get in the box too many times to even kind of like have a last-ditch tackle against you, or the final pass went wrong, or you got tackled. You weren't getting there because of some of the things that I highlighted. Now, I've kept you I've kept you anonymous. I didn't share any of your username or anything like that, but you did DM me on Twitter, so you know who you are. If you want to send me a follow-up game in a week or two where you've tried to work on the things we've talked about, I would love to see where you're at in a week or two after you've seen this video. Now, remember, you can also send me your gameplay, AlexionCoaching@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Twitter. This guy did send me a YouTube link, so then I can download the video from YouTube, so you can do the same. And hopefully enjoyed this coaching style video, and hopefully you learned something as well. So like if you did, a comment about anything that you want to say, really. A comment just helps me out for the algorithm, I'm not going to lie. And I do respond to every single comment on all of my videos. A sub if you're new, and I'll see you soon for some more FC26 content. Take care, everybody.